Alright, I don't know what to talk about. What should I talk about? Let's talk about what the hell is going on in the Mormon Church. What the hell are they doing? They're just living off people's money like kings, and it's fucking bullshit, and people just accept it and just take it up the ass, and I don't get it. And man, I need to lose some weight. Sorry about that, guys, but I've been kind of not exercising lately. So, getting ready for surgery next week. My neck surgery, I got a bulging disc in my neck. Um, Hopefully that helps my morale, my situation. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what else to say, but the leaders of the church are fucked up. They just think that they can just live like they do and just live off everybody's money like it's fine and just smile and just give those creepy smiles to each other. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, sorry guys. Looking at my fatness right now. I do need to lose some weight for sure. But anyways, been focusing on other stuff. So um I don't know. I've come a long way. Uh Not sure how things are gonna go this next month. If the surgery goes good, I could possibly work full time again. Possibly. I used to work full time all the time, like 80-hour weeks. Back before I was 30, I used to work 80-hour weeks, and I was a workaholic, and it was very bad for me. And I smoked cigarettes, and um, I didn't take care of myself, and now I have all these injuries that I have to take care of one by one, and it's been rough trying to take care of each thing one by one for the last few years, and I've been doing surgery since 2015, and trying to recover from different things like uh, Mormonism and um, my I don't know, my physical stuff. And so I'm trying to take a physical and mental and emotional stuff all at the same time and try to be totally independent and in control of my life for once in my life and start to care about stuff and um, yeah, just mainly trying to care about stuff. That's big for me. So, um, because I never really cared about anything since I was a teenager. I never cared. I was always suppressed by my father, the church. Um, it was all about what they wanted to do. I felt like I was like just a watcher of their lives. Like I just watched my father's life. I was just observing it. You know, whatever he wanted to do. He's a very controlling man. But it is what it is, and he's getting therapy, he says. So I don't know, for his anger problems, and see if that's true or not. But it's been a learning journey for me. With the mind deprogramming all the bullshit that was programmed in my head throughout my life, crazy ideas, uh, just delusions of grandeur, the things that happen to Mormons, they think they're the greatest thing on the planet, Um, they just call themselves kings and queens, and they think they're above everybody else, and they're not. So, um, yeah, it's just a lot of deprogramming. I remember a lot of stuff growing up. I remember a lot of meetings. I remember a lot of sacraments. I remember a lot of shit. I remember my battles with church leaders. I remember a few few what's the word? Confrontations with leaders. When I was a teenager, I stood up to them back then, but I had nowhere to go. It was a totally Mormon town. Everybody was Mormon back then in Gilbert, Arizona. There was nowhere to turn. Like even the psychologists and psychiatrists were Mormon. You couldn't get help. You couldn't get real help back then. So I had nothing. I had nowhere to go. But I tried to end my life when I was 17, and it didn't work. And so ever since that point, my family thought I was crazy. They thought I was mentally ill, and I played that role that I was mentally ill, and so that gave me an excuse to not serve the mission, not do all that temple stuff in my 20s, to not have to go to church in my 20s for the most part. So I had a kind of a break in my 20s from like about maybe 19 to 29, about a 10-year break of not really going to church every week. Because it's pretty awkward when you didn't serve a mission and going to church. Um, it's just it doesn't work, and you just feel the role of a reject, and you hang out with the rejects that didn't serve a mission either, and we just did whatever the hell we wanted back then, and we were pretty much like sons of perdition. Um, in the eyes of ourselves, we thought we were worse than sons of perdition. We thought we were the scum of the universe, and we played that role, and we just accepted it in the eyes of our family that we would never be saved, and so we just, just fell prey to addictions and working a lot and just disconnecting from life, and some of them, well, 4 of them are dead. Pretty much the ones that were raised in the church, my friends that were raised in the church, including my best friend, that didn't serve a mission but were raised in the church, that was seen as a reject or a crazy person in their family's eyes. They died before at the age of 30, either by suicide or they got murdered. I do blame the church because of psychological manipulation in the upbringing, the treatment from the family of forcing us to feel like rejects of society, of the family, rejects of the church. We didn't even know the church was false back then. There was no YouTube back then in 1999 or 2001 or whatever it was, 2002. I don't think there was YouTube at that year, when we were really rejected, about that mission age. I really didn't know what to do when I was in my 20s. I didn't think I could win. I didn't think I could ever win approval of my family, no matter what I did. Even if I was nailed to a cross, it wouldn't matter. Even if I was God's best friend, it wouldn't matter. You know, that it wouldn't matter whatever I did. You guys get the point. You know, I could do the greatest thing on the planet. I could save the world. I could do whatever. It wouldn't matter. They would just like, okay, we got to go to church now. You know, after I just saved everybody. You know, like they don't comprehend anything, any accomplishment I've ever done. Even though I've accomplished a lot, you know, in the workforce, I've accomplished a lot. I was one of the best alarm technicians in the industry in Arizona. Um, and I worked in different states too, like Texas. I worked in Texas for a little bit. I worked in Colorado for a little bit. I worked on the East Coast for a little bit. New York, Baltimore, and Virginia. Um, Fairfax, I think the name is. Yeah, Fairfax. And so I've worked in a lot of different states over my life, and it just didn't matter what I accomplished. You know, I accomplished a lot, and just I bought a condo cash, and it didn't even matter. You know, it didn't. My health went to shit. I didn't. You know, my self-esteem was shit. You know, I had no self-esteem since I was a teenager. Uh, Rejected in the family's eyes. Once you're rejected in the family's eyes of a cult family, it's hard to come back from that. It's really hard to come back and get a self-esteem, get self-worth. Um, you're seen as a crazy person forever in the family's eyes, even though they're doing weird rituals, doing death oaths, doing weird shit in holy buildings. You're still seen as the crazy one. So it's fucking crazy. So I don't know. Hopefully things get better. Um, I'm a little nervous for my next surgery, but all my other surgeries have gone well. They've all worked. You know, they've all fixed the thing they were supposed to fix, and um, counseling has gone well. But one of my counselors is moving, and I'm kind of mad at her for moving. She's going to be moving in February, and she's helped me a lot over the last year and a half. I made a lot of progress with her, and she was a huge strength for me, and it's gonna suck. She's going to a place where there are less Mormons, and I'm jealous, and I think it's somewhere in Washington, and I'm pretty jealous that she's getting away from this town. This is a hard town to get out of. I tried to get out of this town once before, and I couldn't make it work. You know, I had to come back. You know, I needed to work on my health a lot more before I made a move, and I can't just leave whenever I want, you know, just randomly and just be, you know, like I used to. I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm not as indestructible as I used to be. And, I can't just go off into the wind, you know, whenever I feel like it anymore. And I gotta be smart these days. I gotta be smart about what I do and focus on my health, get out of pain. If I can get out of pain, then I can make smarter decisions. And I don't know, maybe I can go to the gym and lose some weight and get back to my old self and the way I used to look. And um, I'm not too bad. I weigh 235, I think. So um, I'm not that bad, but the camera adds some pounds. So so I was inspired by Sir David the Bard to do this. I saw how it helped him with therapy, um, and I saw how he kept getting better, and I decided that I needed to try to step it up in therapy and um, try to get better faster and try to be stronger mentally faster and I don't know, pick up the pace, because everybody keeps saying You need to quit being a bitch but man up. So it's hard. I'm in a tough spot. Not as tough as it was, but I have been in a tough spot. It's not easy to break away from a cult. It's not easy at all. Probably the hardest thing I've ever done. And I've quit smoking. Quitting smoking was hard as hell, but getting out of a cult is even harder. It's way harder. You got the family pressure. You got the people in the church pressure. They're all stuck in it forever. And so they want to bring you back in it because they think if you're sitting in a meeting, you're saved. I never felt saved going to a meeting. I never felt healed going to a meeting. And I've gone to a lot of meetings, when I was active, and it didn't heal me. It was so pointless. I was just like, where's this Mormon Jesus already? That I've heard so much about, the great healer. I'm just one simple man. Heal something, heal a broken bone. I don't care. Do something. I'm I don't want to go to. I don't want to take. I don't want to have to do surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery. Like where's this? Where's this badass healer from the Bible? Nowhere to be found. Mr. Invisible is what I call him. Mr. Invisible. Never shows up. Never does anything. Never does. But people still say, praise Jesus. I don't know. I could never be one of those people that just blindly says, praise Jesus. Because he hasn't done shit. Anyways, I would say my progress. I would say my progress is due to my friends. I believe that there is another side after you die. My best friend told me to stay alive no matter what. And I believe that he's been helping me a lot since he died. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten this far without him. Because nobody helped me until he died. Nobody helped me. I was just sitting in the hospital. No one did shit. There was no Jesus. There was no nothing. The only time shit was getting done is after he died, and then you could see shit getting done. Like, it was like my friend was forcing Jesus to do shit, to help me, Never helped me in my whole life, but once my best friend died, I was getting help all of a sudden. So I guess when you die, you're faster or something, You can help faster. That's my assumption is. My friends have been helping me, and that's the big part. Like, I don't take any credit for anything, any progress, any gains I make. I don't take any credit. RFM has helped me a lot. I give a shout out to them. I know they put up with a lot of my shit, and I appreciate them a lot. And they've been there for me through a lot of shit. And they listen to all my bullshit and through this hard time, and I appreciate them. I appreciate the boner. I appreciate Cheryl. I appreciate all you guys. There's a lot of you guys that I can't think of right now, but sorry. But I'm glad you put up with my shit. And I'm going to get through this. Somehow I'm going to get through this. I don't know how. Somehow I'm going to get my body totally fixed. I'm going to be in my prime. The first time I'm in my prime. I don't even feel like I was in my prime in my 20s, even though I was really a workaholic. I don't feel like I was in my prime from a mental standpoint. And I was just a machine in my 20s. I was just a machine. My teenage years, I was a mental wreck. I just battled demons in my teenage years, and the demons never leave me alone in my teenage years, and I kind of, struggled mentally in my teenage years. It was almost like I was targeted, in my teenage years. It was like, this guy was important before he was born, so let's target this guy. We recognize him, we recognize his friends, and I've been told some crazy shit in my life that I'm part of some group in the Bible, like the noble and great ones or whatever. I never even heard of these guys, but I do feel like I'm part of a group of soldiers or something. I never felt like I was part of this world or this planet or, people, but I do meet people that I'm like, I know you from another life. Like, I know you, even though I've never seen them before in my life. I look at their face and I'm like, I know you, It's fucking weird, and that's kind of how meeting my best friend was. I'm like, I know you, we're friends from another life, It's just weird like that. How you meet people and you're like, I know you from somewhere. We fought together in a different life or something. Weird shit, I'm not saying I believe the Mormon stuff, about, pre-existence stuff, but I do feel like I knew some people. Somehow, don't ask me how, but I don't know. Anyways, hopefully this surgery goes well. I'm nervous as fuck. It's my neck we're talking about, There's always a risk when you do surgeries on the spine, and this is the most major surgery I've had. I've had shoulder surgeries. I've had surgeries on my knee, my meniscus, my foot, my wrist, my tonsils, my nose, septum. I've had injections in my jaw. I've had a lot of shit done. Fuck. I just wish I would have took care of myself. So take care of yourself, Take care of yourself in your 20s. That's a big one. Don't just say, I don't give a fuck, and just smoke a cigarette every day. Smoke a pack a day. Just try to care, because you're going to pay for it later in your 30s. Everything you do in your 20s, you're going to pay for it in your 30s, because you think you're going to die, but you don't die, and then you're stuck. You're stuck. You have to stay and fix yourself, For all the bullshit you did in your 20s, you have to stay and fix yourself in your 30s, and it's a tough fucking process. I thought I was just going to die and be clear. Be clear of everything, and I wouldn't have to heal anything, but that wasn't the way. I do believe that there's someone that protects the gates of death. There is someone that guards death. And I know people are going to say it's crazy, but it's been so hard for me to... Yeah, I can't even explain it. Like, horses should have died from what I've done. So there is somebody guarding death. That's all I'll say. And they'll send you back if you're not supposed to die. I don't know. Even if you think you're supposed to die, you'll be sent back by whoever. I'm not saying it's Jesus or God, the lead God, or whoever, but there is something that blocks you from death. It's weird. And you think, oh, I can die at any time. No, you can't. You're stuck here. You're stuck here with the badass, You're stuck here with the boner. You're stuck here with all the guys on RFM. You're stuck here with us, We're the badasses. So, fucking A. And you're gonna hear our voice, We're not gonna be silent anymore, It's just, I don't really care, Like, I've been trying to get people to find me for a long time. Like, getting the right people to find me, but I just can't get them to come, you know? Because, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm a little crazy on that, but anyways, I kind of just want to move secretly and try to start a peaceful life, you know, where no one can find me, and if possible, you know, I don't know. It feels like I can't go the route of ignoring everybody. I can't go the route of just avoiding everybody. I can't go the route of, because I notice suffering everywhere I go. I know when somebody's suffering. I can't really deny it. Like, I have discernment, I guess, you know. I know when somebody hates me right off the bat. I know when somebody's lying. I know when somebody's fake. I know when somebody's love bombing. I know when somebody's reading a script in their head. I know when someone's telling me a sales pitch. I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a curse. It's a curse to read people. You know, it comes in handy. It came in handy when I gambled in my 20s. I could just read the person, and you know, there were times that I made good money in poker, but I don't gamble anymore. Fuck no. Not anymore. It's a bad environment. Uh, no. It's just the sick environment turns you into something sick, you know, and I'm trying not to be a sick person mentally. I'm trying to be a good person somehow, you know, because I was born a good person. I was born a good kid. Most kids are born good, so I was a good kid. Like, I watched videos of myself. I was good at one time, and I want to reclaim that goodness that I was, that purity, that funny kid, you know, that, you know, just was himself regardless of what anybody else said, you know. I don't know, something happened in between then and now, and, you know, a lot of shit happened, so, no, that's why I gotta go to counseling and shit. Anyways, I think I talked enough. I talked enough for me. Sorry if I talked too much for you. Thanks for listening. You can say whatever you want about me. I don't care. I get made fun of all the time. So, well, not really face to face these days, you know. But you know how it goes. People are brave on the internet. So, anyways, I will see you guys later. Maybe after my surgery. I heard the recovery isn't too bad compared to like a shoulder surgery like I had. So I'm hoping it's an easy recovery, and I don't know, get this disc off the nerve, and hopefully I can get off medications, and I don't know, be in a healthier state, and I don't know. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. See you on the flip side.